Hello, this is Caelan Huntress, and today I'll be reviewing the homepage of BeckySaltzman.com. Becky Saltzman has a website about curiosity. She's got a website and a book and corporate trainings and a podcast and all sorts of things devoted around this idea of curiosity, how to cultivate curiosity. And she's got some really interesting branches off of this idea with things like the Buy Curious, which is how to arouse people to be curious and want to buy, and and the Living Curiously method, which is one of the books that she's written about. And so today I'm going to go over 4 things that I like and 4 things that I would improve about her homepage. And the first thing that I like is that as soon as you get here, you see Becky and her book. It's apparent what this is about. This is about Becky and her work. You don't have to figure out, what's this site for, because it shows you directly. This is about Becky and her work. So that's the first thing I like, is that it's clear as soon as you get here what it is this website's about. The second thing that I like is that there's some intrigue in this video. In this video here, in the second page of the homepage slider, listen to this.
When was the last time you were at dinner when someone whipped out their device and started tapping away? When was the last time that you did this?
Okay, so holding up aside the notion that it's okay for somebody to watch a video and then the slider to continue, which is obviously a usability issue, what I like about this is that she asks these questions that really grab you. And I think that there's not enough of this in the homepage, but the fact that it's here in the video is why I want to highlight it, because these questions are enough to grab somebody. And since curiosity is really what she's about, having this right here up at the top, asking a question, when was the last time? Just that opening right there, it makes you stop and think. And that's what curiosity is about. It's about people stopping and thinking. And so seeing it here, right here in the video on the homepage slider, it's, I think that is something that can be spread much more liberally throughout the homepage. Stuff that makes people stop and think and go, wait a minute, what? When was the last time? And she goes into, when was the last time you were at dinner and this happened? And it makes the user put themselves in a hypothetical situation that gets them thinking. And that's the purpose of this website. And so the fact that it's done right here in the slider in the video is really good. I'm not a fan of how, I'll get into what I would improve later, but I do like it that it's right here up top. The third thing that I like about this homepage is that there's a click call to action right here. Are you curious or no? And it gives you different answers. I would change the writing of this. I don't think that this is strong enough or compelling enough call to action. I think that something more scandalous or controversial here would be really good. Like, do you consider yourself someone who can do this or someone who typically does that? And then you click one of these and you see different options below it. And maybe if there were 3 of these, or if there was something that was more compelling here, because I like this function. You click and you click and different things happen. And so I'm not a fan of the copy on it right now, but the function I'm a big fan of. That's the third thing that I like, is this click function on the homepage. And the fourth thing that I like are these vibrant colors that you get in hovering. Right here, all these different icons, they are such rich gradients that happen when you hover on them. And so this is the fourth thing that I like about the homepage, is these surprise colors that you find. But this is also the first thing that I would improve about this homepage. If you're not hovering, this looks really boring. I mean, where I am right now, there is 0 color on the page except for the text shadow and the logo up here. It's just all gray and black and white. And to me, this doesn't evoke a lot of curiosity. I would use page elements more to, like I'd have this bounce. I'd have colors in the background with the icon itself change color from black to red. I think the gradient background, while I like it when I do see it, I think that this would be more effective as, let's say the background of the text box, then you can sort of make it out, but then when you hover it, then it goes to gray and the text becomes really legible. So you could still maintain this idea that, when you hover over it, then there's more there, but actually play with the legibility of the text for it instead of making the icons start out drab and then surprise you with something. I think that we need to serve the curiosity a little clearer and more directly to the website user. So that's the first thing I would improve. The second thing I would improve is I would have more rabbit hole questions. Like the kind that we had here in this video. I would have a lot more of these questions peppered throughout the homepage. In Becky's newsletter, she has these curiosity bites that she sends out every Monday. And there are these short questions that really get you thinking. And I would feature these throughout the website, maybe in little hidden places where, if there's a tiny little icon like this pogo stick guy, maybe he's around somewhere and every time you hover over him, a curiosity bite opens up. And have a lot of these little treasures throughout the site that not only got you thinking, but also led into sales funnels or into content funnels that led you deeper into the website. Because I think that that rabbit holes would be really useful here. So that's the second thing I would improve is rabbit hole questions. The third thing that I would improve is I would either change the logo or change the URL. Because this is BeckySaltzman.com with a logo of the Applied Curiosity Lab. And which is it? What is the platform here? Given what the content that's on this page and what I see in the navigation bar, this is a website about Becky. This is a website about who she is, what her work is, and I see the Applied Curiosity Lab as a function within this website or a section of her work. I'd love to see that as a members area. If you subscribe, do you want to join the Applied Curiosity Lab and find out these 5 things that make your brain more curious? Then you subscribe, and then you go into the Applied Curiosity Lab, which is a members-only area of Becky's premium content. Then I could see this logo making a lot of sense. But having the Applied Curiosity Lab as the logo for BeckySaltzman.com, to me, it doesn't seem cohesive. So I would merge those into one direction or the other, and I would go for BeckySaltzman.com, just a simple name logo that wasn't so tall, so that you could save some of this white space in the navigation bar and move everything up a bit. So that is the third thing that I would improve. And the fourth thing I would improve is I would take out the homepage slider. I've said this in a few of my other reviews. I even wrote a blog post about why homepage sliders suck. And I've got the top 9 reasons that homepage sliders suck over on the Stellar Platforms blog. And I went ahead and I ran a site speed report on gtmetrics.com. And if you're interested in how your site is performing in terms of site speed, this is a really good peek into your SEO. Because if Google has to choose between 2 websites of who it's going to rank for a specific keyword, the fastest website is always going to rank higher. And so looking at this report, the fully loaded time is 17 seconds for this page to load, which is really slow. And there's a couple reasons why. The biggest reason is that she's not serving scaled images. Oh, it's just in the logo that's happening. But no, there are a lot of images to optimize. And what this means is, without getting too geeky, a lot of these images are not the exact same size in the media library. Like, I'm guessing that a couple of these images are larger than this, and the browser has to dynamically resize them when it loads up the page, which brings down the site speed. But the biggest thing that's pulling down the site speed, besides the slider itself, is the YouTube player. And YouTube players just take a whole lot of time to load. And so I would change this to a full width section where I would have this great image. This would be it. This would be what you see up top is, here's Becky, here's her book, here's how you order it. And then the video, I would have the video further down the page, and I would have a YouTube thumbnail that you can click on, and then it'll do a pop-up where the embedded YouTube video can then play, or it directs you to the YouTube page. But having an embedded YouTube player on the homepage it fantastically decreases your site speed. And so having a YouTube player in a slider right on the homepage, it's a bad combination. And so I think that that's really artificially holding down the site speed and the SEO rankings. And that's the fourth thing that I would improve. I would ditch the homepage slider and just have it look like this with Becky and her book. And so those are the four things that I like and the four things I would improve about this homepage. If you'd like to have your own homepage reviewed, there's a link in the description below. See you later.